Now, I played a share of Godzilla games in my time, and some were good, some were great, kinda great, and some were just downright shit. So today, I present to you my top 5 Godzilla games. Note, I haven't played every Godzilla game, so your favorite might not be on my list, or I might just hate it. Number 5, Godzilla Unleashed. Now, this game mostly sucked, but the graphics are pretty good, and Godzilla was fun to use, especially Atomic Godzilla, Dying Godzilla, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, the game really isn't anything special other than it has a humongous roster of characters to use, but it kind of just sucked.
Concentrate all available firepower on King Ghidorah! Switching to sideways.
Number 4, Godzilla Monster Wars. I don't know why I liked it. Maybe because it had scores and it was fun to try to get the higher score. I don't really know. It wasn't really special, but the only really good game that starred Zilla, who is the American Godzilla, and this is the only game that I actually liked him in. Or actually, the only game I actually know him in. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see Zilla have his own game that didn't completely suck balls. Number 3, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Well, the combat was light and half the monsters felt fucking useless. It still was pretty awesome to have its first 3D fighting game for Godzilla's characters. I love the idea of it, though the execution definitely could have been better, which leads me to my number 2. Number 2, Godzilla Save the Earth. Bigger roster, more stages, new attacks, and much better controls, Save the Earth was a good sequel that really improved the series for me. I had a ton of fun with this title when friends were over, and just overall, it was just a better game content-wise, control-wise, sound-wise, everything. It was just an actual improvement, which is why I don't know what the hell happened to Godzilla Unleashed, but regardless, this is one of the best Godzilla games available. Number 1, Super Godzilla. An RPG mixed with Godzilla. Need I say more? This was like a fucking wet dream for me. I was so excited as a kid, and I loved every minute of it. And I find it hard as fuck too to actually beat the game as a kid and an adult. But whatever, I still thought this shit was just too friggin' fun. Now, of course, this is a long time ago, so the game could possibly suck now, but back then, it was the coolest goddamn thing in the world, and nobody can change my damn mind. Special guest! Okay, so you got my top 5, but let's talk about one game that almost made me die of frustration. Godzilla for the Game Boy. Holy mother of God, this game is the worst piece of shit I have ever played on my Game Boy. I wanted to break the fucking game, like literally take the cartridge out, break it in half. That's how much I hated it. The enemies were on some, I'ma eat your goddamn soul. You're playing as this fucking chibi Godzilla who looks like the goddamn thing from Mario Bubble, you know the Bubble game, Dr. Mario? It looked like them. And he doesn't even shoot fire. He fucking punches. He punches Rodan and Mothra and whoever else is trying to attack you. He punches them. But guess what? He shoots a fucking fist out of his mouth. What the fuck? How does this resemble Godzilla in any way, shape, or form? I do not know. The graphics sucked. The controls were shit. There was no story. It remains one of the first Godzilla games ever for the handheld, but God, it tarnished the handheld. Terrible. Just don't ever play this piece. Just look at it. What the fuck is this?